James Thomas, I'm here today with Helen Mirren, and she's in the Paramount Plus series 1923. She plays Kara Dutton, and I love characters. She is so gritty. I appreciate that. Talk a little bit about her.
Well, she's a woman who has created a life for herself with her husband, played Jacob Dutton, played by Harrison Ford, out in the middle of the mountains of Montana. They have a cattle ranch, and they are struggling to make that ranch work. But as much as it's a story about that family, it's also a story about American history and that particular moment in era in the 20s in American history. Maybe we'll go into the 30s, who knows, when so many changes were happening all over the world, but also very specifically in America as well. So it's a fascinating moment of history. And I love examining that history through the eyes of the journey of this family.
I enjoyed it too. It was very interesting, especially when they showed the scene in Africa with people getting off the train. I thought that was a very interesting scene there too.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. I'm glad you mentioned that, because that's the other sort of rather remarkable thing about this piece, is that we are telling three separate stories in parallel. And I don't think I've ever seen that done before. So you are following these characters, Jacob and Kara, in their world in Montana. Then you're following Spencer Dutton in his journey in Africa, and then you're following the American Indian character, young woman, in her journey. And I don't know whether at some point, certainly Spencer will come back from Africa and join the Duttons on their ranch. But how all the stories will intermingle, we don't yet know. We're very excited to find out.
Taylor Sheridan is just an amazing writer, isn't he?
He's an amazing writer. Very special. I've never worked with anyone like that. And I've worked with great writers. But the way in which Taylor writes is very idiosyncratic. It's unlike anybody else.
Very much so. That's all. I like the way he intertwines all the stories, and I love your character. Yeah, I really got a kick out of you when you said, back in the day we could have just spat in the hand and just shook on it.
Yeah, yes. Well, that's a lovely piece of Taylor's writing. Yes, if we were men, I said that's how we would have done it. Women like a nice wedding.
Yes, they do. You're right. Even today. Man, I've been talking with Helen Mirren. I love her character, Kara. She's so gritty. Helen, thank you so much for joining us on Morning Blend.
Thank you, John Thomas. Nice to see you.